Hello folks, SnowBee here with another Darkness Falls update. With the release of 7 Days to Die Alpha 20 stable, which took many of us by surprise, including Kane, he has confirmed he will not release 1 or 2 weeks after the stable release, but instead we can expect Alpha 20 release of Darkness Falls, or version 4, around the mid to end of January. This is really just another 2 weeks on top of the initial prediction. Until then, Kane has released an early developer build to help us with our Darkness Falls fix. Version 4 has been updated to Alpha 20 and will now run completely within the mods folder in your 7 Days to Die directory. One of the great features of Darkness Falls is that it comes with many of the compo pack POIs. These points of interest make Darkness Falls so much more interesting to explore. As the compo pack is not Kane's own mod, he will have to wait for updates to add them in. For now, he has stated that version 4 will release with the Alpha 20 vanilla POIs. There will also be the Alpha 16 houses, Alpha 18 stores, and some of the specific Darkness Falls required POIs. With so many new vanilla POIs, that is, well, not such a great problem. Right, let's get down to specific things that I'm looking forward to. First up on the list is the Trader Guards have been fired. For many new players, Trader Guards were a welcome feature to help them in the early game. In Darkness Falls, you can set up your base in a trader, so the Trader Guards can be quite a welcome security net for many players. However, this feature has been removed in Alpha 20 Darkness Falls. The game AR for the guards has the intelligence of a goldfish, and unfortunately, they can be incredibly unpredictable and rather noisy. Sometimes they will continually shoot at some invisible zombie in a nearby house. Other times, they will just ignore other zombies walking past the fence. So many players tend to get away from them as fast as possible, or they just execute them. There are now new high-definition survivor models and animations for the bandits or survivors that are roaming around the country. Apparently, their AR has also a more survivor instinct built into them so that they will now run away when their hit points are quite low. I've yet to see this, but it is still great to see the new models. Multiple melee versions of the survivors have been added, and Kane says that he is working on a ranged gun version that will come in later. Currently, you'll see survivors that have machetes or clubs, and some of them even have knives as well. The trader captain has been replaced. He got COVID and died, which is quite surprising as he managed to survive a zombie apocalypse for so long. He has been replaced by the White River Scout.
What are you looking for?
The White River Scout has a new lineup of quests, quite similar to the ones that we used to get from pieces of paper that we would collect from loot occasionally. For example, the Man-Eater or the Lady Killer.
Can I trust you?
Where you must go out and kill some female zombies. These quests will also give a +1 faction to all traders every 5 quests. So once you complete 5 quests from the White River Scout, which is usually pretty quick, you will get a faction point for all the traders. I really like this change, as previously I didn't really care too much about the trader captain quests. Besides the experience, they didn't really make much of a difference. After 20 quests, the scout will have a quest that sends the player to a new character called Razor. Razor will then send the player to Eve once his quest line has completed. So if you don't want to go wandering around hoping to find Eve, you can at least do these quests to find her more easily. In Vanilla 7 Days to Die, the cowboy, cheerleader, and football zombie have been given the boot. However, Kane found them at a homeless shelter and gave them a new home in Darkness Falls. Well, they were obviously already there, but they were removed from the vanilla game. The Fun Pimp's criticism of these 3 zombies was that in reality, they are not found in most POIs. For example, a cheerleader and a football zombie would normally be in a school or a university only, so they removed them. However, Kane's wife suggested that the cheerleader, cowboy, and footballer are popular strippergrams currently. So, why not add them as strippers? And so, they are now strippers. Justified. For many, farming in the vanilla game is now worse with the introduction of Alpha 20. For those annoyed with it, you will be happy to know that Darkness Falls is once again to the rescue. Most of Alpha 19 Darkness Falls mechanics with farming will remain, so you will not lose the seed when you harvest your crops. Darkness Falls has added a lot onto farming and reworked skills. Now, this is not a how-to guide on farming, but a quick few things to note about farming are, first of all, due to the changes in vanilla, Kane has been forced to change how hoeing and tilling of soil actually works. Previously, you could plant or you could place all your crops next to one another. Now, there is a gap. You will also notice that the areas you can place your crops are raised. For me, well, it looks a little bit more realistic, and so I don't really mind the way it is now. This new feature also means that farm plots are now more viable, as you can place those next to one another. When punching plants, you won't mistakenly pick them up anymore. So if you are going to want to pick up a fully grown plant, you would punch it and you would end up picking it up. Now that is not a feature anymore. It will not be able to be picked up. The way you pick it up is you press the E key. When harvesting fruit trees, they will now give sticks and not wood. The yucca plant is now also found in the forest biome. I think many farmer class people used to get quite frustrated with trying to find it in a park or someplace similar, sometimes having to wander all the way to the desert biome to find them so as to complete their farmer quests. There are many more recipes and uses for various food items. I will go into more depth with Alpha 20 farming at a later point, but for now, some of the new recipes are based around rice. There's also new cheese recipes, and even pear. Foods can now be used with those waste of time cans of pears that you would normally get. Cannabis is now a thing. My character is currently stoned. According to this, it means that I'm immune to stun effects, but my food consumption is now worse, and eating and drinking is less efficient. Talking about useful crap, yes, turds are now useful. Turds can now be used for fertilizer. Once collected, you can make the fertilizer from a campfire or camp station with nitrate, plant fiber, and clay. And of course, the turd. Then you put the fertilizer in your hand and right-click the growing plant. It effectively halves the growing time, but never makes it harvestable. Kane has said that this is not something that you really need in the game, but it is there if you want to use it. This, folks, is one of the reasons I love Darkness Falls. There are so many things you can do in the game, and it really fills your gameplay out and provides an overall fun experience. We have new guns and changes to various guns. Some of the coil and laser guns have been redone, and we now have a complete assortment of options. Starting with the coil guns, we have the coil pistol, then we have the coil shotgun. If you notice, it now has a front aim sight. There is the coil carbine. This is the automatic weapon. Then finally, we have the new coil rifle, which is actually the old laser sniper skin. The laser arsenal has also been updated. You have the laser pistol, You have the laser rifle. The laser rifle is your sniper type weapon. Then you have the laser carbine. This is the automatic weapon. And finally, the laser shotgun. There is also the laser M60, which is an item you cannot craft. It is drop only, and so don't expect many of these to be floating around. It also has a horrible animation from the old M60. Finally, we have new zombies, new demons, and various changes to the monsters. Some of the new monsters, or some of the new zombies, are the businesswoman. There is the former gangster. There's a male and female version. Remember, this is not a complete list of all of them. There are a couple that I have not included in here. There's the infected doctor. There's the male version of the doctor. Skaterboard female. Now I'm going to put it into nighttime so we can see the animation better for the next one. Next we have the new animation for the radiated zombie. As you can see, the new particle effects look really cool. You can see them from very far as well. There is also a new vulture, the demon vulture, or as Kane has called it, the hell pigeon. This looks really nice in the night. Here is the hell wolf. This is the hell bear. And here is the titan. Really evil looking. Another change I'd like to bring out is that the demonic behemoth, the incubus, the succubus, and the stalker have all had their movements updated. You'll also see that the stalker is now invisible. When you hit it, it then goes visible. And we demonstrate the new movement. And fireballs. Okay, so that wasn't a good idea, was it? Finally, we have the thing of nightmares. This is the new mutated spider. According to Kane, it only spawns in the wasteland, thankfully. Apparently, it may appear in the Horde Nights, but I don't know yet if that is correct or not. It also has the sound effects of the spider zombie at the moment. And it has the death effect, which really looks good as well. Damn, Kane has really outdone himself with this. This is going to make anyone really crap themselves. Well, that is it for now. There are many more changes and additions to the game. If you are not already playing the dev build, the stable release should be out later in January. I think Kane and his team have really outdone themselves in this release. It really helps the YouTube algorithm if you can like this video and subscribe to see more Darkness Falls content. Until then, see you in the next one.